Welcome to Mitten MIX, where we interview Michigan's movers and innovators, so you can hear from those who are progressing Michigan's industries and shaping our future. Today we're being joined by Mike Yoder. He's a social media consultant and creator of LinkedUp Grand Rapids. So thanks for joining us today, Mike.
You're welcome. Glad to be here.
Thank you. Well, tell us a little bit about LinkedUp Grand Rapids.
We started 5 years ago, back when LinkedIn made some pretty significant enhancements to the whole group feature on LinkedIn, and just created the group, never dreaming that it would grow to the size that it is today. But always with a focus on paying attention to the details. So we always responded to people when they asked to join the group. But then we also made it a big part of the group to include face-to-face meetup events from early on. So here we are 5 years later and 12,000 plus members.
I'm a sold-out social media guy, so I'm really passionate about this stuff as well. But why is there a need for a social media consultant these days? Because I don't think everybody believes that yet.
Well, we did a survey at the beginning of the year. This is the second year we surveyed West Michigan companies on the use of social media. And what we found is there's a tremendous amount of awareness in social media, and businesses are becoming more and more aware that they need to be involved in social media. But there's a huge gap in terms of understanding and education and just the how to actually use social media effectively for businesses. So that's part of the need for someone like me, a social media consultant who spends a great deal of my time doing corporate training and seminars, public workshops, as well as working with companies to develop a strategy for implementation and integration of social media in the way that they do their business.
So what are some of the ways that companies are missing the mark with social media these days?
Companies in general have kind of assumed that social media is just another marketing or advertising channel. And contrary to that view, social media at its core is very different than marketing and advertising. It's about communication. And it's about people connecting, sharing ideas, sharing information, collaborating, all those kinds of things. So it's really more about people and about two-way and multiple direction communication. So it's not mutually exclusive from marketing and advertising, but it's fundamentally not the same. So there are different expectations there. And so where companies get off the rails is when they try to use social media as if it's just another channel for blasting out an ad or a marketing message at people, when the expectation in social media is that there's going to be an exchange of information and ideas and the ability to engage in dialogue.
Is there? Can you point to any specific examples of maybe some success stories of companies who have done it well and effectively, and maybe a story about some folks that are you don't have to name any names, but
there are lots of examples.
Maybe some of the ways that folks are not doing it. I mean, some specific examples of how things are not being done properly.
Well, in terms of some companies that are doing it well, this is an example that's just your average business, but it's a guy. His Facebook page is called Dave's Ace Hardware, and he owns a couple of Ace Hardware stores in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
But he's got a huge following, and if you go to his Facebook page and like the page, and then start looking at the news feed, what he's been able to do is create this community where there's this sense of you've just walked in the front door of the local hardware store and you're talking to Dave across the counter.
So he actually responds to everybody when they comment, like, and share and all those things?
On Black Friday, typically, companies have all these ads and all these specials and things like that. And instead of doing some slick promotion, he just put out on his Facebook page, hey, listen, I don't have a big budget for a bunch of ads. If you've got something you're looking for, let me know. I'll tell you if I've got it, and I'll give you a discount.
Nice.
His page was just filled with people asking about stuff and him then responding. And one lady asked about, I think it was like those portable vacuums, like the stick vacuums just for small jobs. She was looking for something like that. And he gave her 2 options and said, hey, this one will do the job. It's not very expensive and it would do the job. But hey, if you want something that'll suck the paint off the wall, I've got this one and I'll give you, whatever the discount was. So it's real, conversational and engaging and human.
Yeah.
It's not corporate speak.
Right.
Because again, the expectation in social media is I want to talk to somebody. I want to have a conversation and exchange of information. I don't want, real slick messaging and, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Talking a little bit about Facebook and then comparing it to LinkedIn, what do you see as the real difference between the two? Because for me, it took me a while to really get engaged with LinkedIn. But after my last event with you and listening to you talk, I really realized that I need to embrace LinkedIn and start using it. And it really has helped a lot lately. So what's the difference? Why LinkedIn?
Well, some people, another misconception is you have to try to do it all, right? And there's a new social media channel, it seems like, just about every week. But social media channels each have different cultures and different makeup of who's involved in those channels. Say, for instance, you look at Pinterest, and we know that on Pinterest, it's a large majority of the users of Pinterest are women. I don't know the exact age group, but it's like 25 to 45, right? So it's heavily dominated by that group of people. And then likewise, when you look at LinkedIn, say compared to Facebook, Facebook is very business to consumer when you put it in the context of business, very B2C. Whereas with LinkedIn, it's very B2B. It's a business space. There have been a lot of characterizations, but one that's easy to grasp is, you've got LinkedIn is like a business meeting, Facebook is like a reunion, and Twitter's like a cocktail party. So, LinkedIn has always been about business from the very beginning. And so it's focused on business people. What's of interest to business users, people? What kinds of information are they interested in? What are the types of activities that they would be focused on, that kind of thing. So again, LinkedIn is more business oriented, whereas Facebook is more that reunion feel, reconnecting with people, individuals as opposed to business.
Well, if you had to give our viewers one social media tip to leave with today, what would that be?
Well, it's one tip, but it involves 4 things.
Okay.
You'll never go wrong if you focus on these 4 things, especially in business. When you're doing a status update, when you're connecting with people. But I call it the 4 Bs, right? Be interesting, be relevant, be helpful, and be yourself or be unique. So we're connected to people, whether it's intentional or unintentional. We have these connections because we're human beings, and we kind of tend to have these groups of people that we connect with. So would whatever it is you're posting or talking about, would it be interesting to those people that are connected to you? The second thing is, would it be relevant? Because most of those people, because we kind of tend to connect with groups of people we have things in common with, would it be relevant to them or that group of people? Then the third one, be helpful. Really, you're irresistible when you're helpful. When you offer somebody some good information that they can then take and utilize in whatever they're doing, or you can connect them with someone else that has a service or a product that they need, or can help them get connected to someone they need to get connected to. you're being helpful, and that's really very attractive. I mean, it attracts people. And then being yourself. There's enough people trying to imitate everybody else, but people connect with you in real life because of who you are, right? So don't try to be just like everybody else. Just be yourself. Be unique.
Awesome. It's a good tip, Mike. So if people want to get a hold of you, where should they go?
I'm pretty easy to find. If you just search Mike Yoder, Grand Rapids, Google will, probably the first thing you'll find is my LinkedIn profile. But you can go to my website at michaelyodergr.com. And
Awesome.
My info's there too.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us today, Mike.
Thank you.
If you want to hear more from Michigan's movers and innovators, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or check back next week to see more from Mitten MIX.